Hi everyone, my name is Margarita Espinosa and I will be presenting Calle Faura as a heritage street. I will be doing this by presenting the key structures that are found along the street. And before I do this, I would like to give you a brief background on the history of the name of the street. Padre Faura Street, as we know nowadays, used to be called Calle Observatorio in the 1800s and was later on renamed Calle Padre Faura because it was named after the founder of the Manila Observatory. The Manila Observatory used to be located in Intramuros and was later on transferred to Padre Faura Street due to its close proximity to Manila Bay, which made it easier for them to conduct meteorological studies and detect typhoons. So that's that for the history of the street. And I would like to share a prominent structure in the Ermita area, which is the Nuestra Señora de Guia, or the Ermita Church. Also because it is the feast day of Our Lady of Fatima today. This structure was named after the image of our Blessed Virgin, which was found along the shores in the 1500s. And it was on top of a pandan plant that they found this statue of our Blessed Virgin. And it was made with nara and molave, which are prominent wood species in the Philippines. I also want to share that this Blessed Virgin, the image of this of our Blessed Virgin, withstood a lot of natural calamities such as earthquakes, but it is the same image that can be seen inside the church. So it would be nice to visit the Ermita Church once everyone can or are able to. Because it is the original statue or image of our Blessed Virgin. So I would like to start with the online heritage tour. And I would like to begin with the Paco Park or the Paco Cemetery, which used to be a Spanish cemetery in the 1800s. And it was built because of the cholera epidemic. And I would also like to share with you that the remains of Dr. Jose Rizal, which is our national hero, and the Gomburza martyrs, fathers Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora, are also found in the Paco Cemetery. Nowadays, the Paco Park is a venue for a lot of events such as weddings, parties, whatever kind of event that the park allows, you can conduct there. And also, it is a recreational area where families just gather and have a picnic or just relax on a Sunday or whatever day it is. It's important to also note that it is a National Historical Landmark. The marker is in front of the entrance of Paco Park. So this would be nice to also visit. The second structure that I would like to discuss is the Manila Baptist Church. It was founded and built in the 1950s, and it was the first Baptist Church Manila. But the structure that is there right now is not the original building because it was destroyed by fire. But it is important to note that it is the original location of the First Baptist Church Manila, and it's now called Manila Baptist Church. I would like to present the third key structure, which is our university, the University of the Philippines, Manila. In 1905, the Philippine Medical School was the first structure that was built along Padre Faura Street. And then in 1908, it was PGH, or the Philippine General Hospital. Um, and the reason behind why this was built by the Americans was because of the malaria epidemic. So they wanted to have a hospital uh, alongside the medical school that was built 3 years prior. And also in 1908, the RH Hall, or the CAS building, the CAS building, College of Arts and Sciences, was built. And it is still the original structure that we can see at present time, except for some of the pillars in front, which were affected by the Second World War due to bombing. And I would like to share the style of architecture that was used with this type of building. It's called the neoclassic style from the American period, and it is still the same architectural style that we see at present time. I would like to let you know that the Rizal Hall is the only building that remained in Padre Faura Street that was part of the original UP campus. The PGH, the outpatient department, is what faces Padre Faura Street, and this was established in 1911. Another important structure that one can find along Padre Faura Street is the Cancer Institute, which used to be called Institute of X-ray and Radium Therapy. It is also the only building that was not affected during the war. So it is good to know and see that a piece of our history still remains along Padre Faura Street through this building. As you go further down, you'll see the Supreme Court, and it's interesting to know that it used to be the University Library of UP Manila. But now it is the Supreme Court, and then the Department of Justice used to be the administration building of UP Manila. The old dentistry building, on the other hand, which is inside the old NEDA compound, is now the UP Manila Museum of a History of Ideas. So it would really be nice to walk along Padre Faura Street and actually look at all these buildings, these structures, because it is a part of us. It is a part of our history as a university and as a nation. It is important for us to know the importance and the significance of these structures. Now, if you go further down the street, you will see Robinson's Place, Manila, which used to be the Ateneo Municipal School, or what we now call the Ateneo de Manila University. It was between 1932 to 1976 that the Ateneo de Manila was in that location, and also the Manila Observatory, it also was located there. So at present time, when you go to the entrance of Robinson's Place, Manila, the one facing Padre Faura Street, you will find a Jesuit bell, which was it was built by the Ateneo Law Class of 1985 to commemorate it's a commemorative marker for it to be a reminder that the Ateneo de Manila used to stand there in that location. So it is very, I wish I can share more of the structures and the history behind all these key structures along Padre Faura Street. But I would also like to let you know how I was able to begin this journey of actually having interest in writing a thesis about Padre Federico Faura Street as a cultural landmark. So I would just like to share this with you. This is my thesis, and my advisor was Dr. Labor. Thank you, ma'am, for all the help. But before this came into existence, it was a simple project during our PA 200 class that I wrote about Padre Federico Faura Street, and I decided to make a heritage trail, and it was entitled The Padre Faura Street Heritage Trail, a Walking Experience. So this is the brochure that I created for that class, and these are some of the key structures that I mentioned earlier. And this is what paved the way for me to actually write about Padre Faura Street, and it is worthy to be called a heritage street and even a cultural landmark because of all these historical structures that were built along the street. There's really more to the street than just what we see. It is very rich in history. Every time you walk along that street, it brings you back in time, and it's interesting how you see structures from the Spanish colonial period, the American colonial period, and then the present modern day period. I would like to share a memory. When I used to walk along Padre Faura Street, I would always focus on the acacia trees that are, still along, some of them that are still remaining there. It used to be full of acacia trees, and it just always made me think of how it used to be every time I would walk along Faura when I was a UP Manila student. I can't really focus on just one memory. It's just 4 years being in UP Manila. There's just too many memories, but that would be one of them. Just always looking at the acacia trees that would welcome me every time I would be around the area. I hope I was able to share a piece of my thesis with you guys, and I hope it was very helpful that I shared some of the key structures that were and are still along Padre Faura Street. And thank you very much for your time, and I'm looking forward to our Q&A session regarding this webinar. I would love to answer all your questions, and I hope I was able to impart some of my knowledge regarding Calle Faura as a heritage street. Thank you very much. Have a good day, everyone.